So last night, I attended an underground secret meeting with our neighbors in a neighborhood in North Georgia, a large neighborhood of about 1,500 people, red state, red town, and about 60 of our neighbors had a secret meeting. I'm not exaggerating, secret. It was passed one by one to people that are against this.
Okay, the land acknowledgement. It's an unbelievable thing when you actually sit there for it. I think I told the audience this, but a couple years ago, I went to this muckety-muck conference where they want you to go and speak to the luminaries of today and tomorrow. And first they paraded out General Michael Hayden as some sort of an expert on Trump. Meanwhile, he's like one of his chief antagonists. Okay, this is not objective analysis. And then they had Ashley Judd get up there, and she was a hot mess. I mean, a hot mess. But she began for the first 5 minutes with a land acknowledgement. This is the left, they love these things, but then they don't do anything.
Yes, I thought by now Democrats will learn that going after Trump every single day is not helping them. Yes. They did that in 2024 during the election period, throughout attacks here, attacks there. It didn't work out for them. They actually forget the important things to focus on. Instead, this is what they do daily. I've watched a couple of videos at this DNC. I don't know if it was a conference or what exactly. Everybody in this location blew off on Trump. And people are not seeing it that way.
Issues voters care about. Where does Trump go? Migrant crime, carjackings, the really lurid, awful stuff that is a crazy, crazy visual. Don't take the bait, because most Americans are more worried about how are we going to address mental health issues, the visible homelessness that we see on streets, and how do we deal with mental health and other issues that drive the sort of random incidents that scare all of us. That's what you should be talking about. That's where you should be focused. Don't take the bait in talking about migrant crime or carjackings or the things that actually don't matter to that many Americans.
Yes, to be truthful, the Democrat Party should be studying with a textbook right now. When you look at the approval ratings, fundraisings, voter registration, all down. Really look at what this lady is saying here. What people actually cares about, they want to ignore that. Trump is struggling to solve problems. That is exactly what Trump is doing. What he identified, even when he was running, struggling to solve some of those issues. Now, when you take a look at the Democrat Party struggling to counteract that, they can't still even get it. They still don't understand how to tackle or how to, go against Trump.
So last night, I attended an underground secret meeting with our neighbors in a neighborhood in North Georgia, a large neighborhood of about 1,500 people, red state, red town, and about 60 of our neighbors had a secret meeting. I'm not exaggerating, secret. It was passed one by one to people that are against this Dick Trump and all the corruption that's going on in this country. And we met a half an hour away from our neighborhood, so none of our neighbors would know, most of them we guess are for Trump, that we were actually having this secret meeting. I happened to speak at the meeting for a few minutes, and I suggested that we form a club and we meet at our clubhouse. We have a huge 40,000 plus square foot clubhouse in this neighborhood, and we have lots of room. And I said, why don't we meet there and try to expand the group? And the look of fear on the faces of my neighbors, average age 65, 70, so older people, right? They looked terrified of this. And basically it was shot down, and most of them said, no, we can't meet at the clubhouse because our neighbors will find out, and if they find out we're against Trump, we'll be blackballed from every event, every pickleball and every tennis and every club in our neighborhood, which is a very active neighborhood, super active neighborhood, and we'll be ostracized. We have to meet secretly. And I've been thinking about it all night. Dreaming about this all night. People are terrified to talk to their neighbors. This is the United States of America. I don't know how old you are, but I promise you, I'm 60 years old. This is not the country I grew up in. This is not the country I grew up in. It's become a place of fear of our own neighbors. Scary times, sad times in America.
Oh my God. Guys.
Look, the Democratic brand right now has about the appeal with the American voter as the Cracker Barrel rebrand has with the American consumers. Bad, bad, bad. What are you doing? Oh, my goodness gracious. What are we talking about here in terms of big party registration changes in the key swing states? Let's look at the key 4 swing states that, in fact, do keep track of registration by party. Look, the Republican Party is in their best position at this point in the cycle since at least 2005. In all 4 of these key battleground states, we go out to the Southwest. Arizona. How about Nevada? Republicans haven't done this well since 2005. Oh, my goodness gracious, at this point in the cycle. North Carolina, I couldn't find a point at which Republicans were doing better at this point in the cycle. It's at least this century. It probably goes way back in the last century. And Pennsylvania, very similar. Republicans doing better at this point than at any point this century, at least as far as I could find. Now, what types of gains are we talking about here for the Republican Party? Well, let's compare it to this point during the first Trump administration all the way back in 2017. Look at this. The Republican Party gains in party registration compared to this point back in 2017 during the Trump first administration. In Arizona, you got a Republican gain of 3 points. Okay, how about Nevada? Up the hill we go, even though we're sticking in the Southwest, a gain of 6 points. How about, again, we come to the East Coast, North Carolina, a gain of 8 points for the Republicans. And in the Keystone State, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, again, we're talking about a gain of 8 points. My goodness gracious, for Republicans, they are converting old former Democrats to their side of the ledger, as well as picking up new voters, registering new voters, and it absolutely paid off for them back in the 2024 election.
This is what the Democrat Party should focus on. But they will not look at this. They will focus on things that don't even matter. When I look at their reactions on social media and on the mainstream media, Trump going to DC, struggling to make everywhere peaceful, stop crime. It was a problem to Democrats. Days ago, he announced soon we are going to Chicago, Illinois, places like this. I just get up. I saw a lot of these governors coming out. Oh, if Trump dares to do this, we would go after him. They are always taking the bait. Trump will just say some kind of thing, the way they will carry it, they will forget important things. Democrats keep falling for this every single time. This is what they should sit now and realize their problem like this and figure out what to do, but they will not do that.
Whereas in a lot of red states, you can't. So that's even questionable. They say, nonetheless, for the first time since 2018, more new voters nationwide chose to be Republicans than Democrats last year. Of the 30 states that track voter registration by political party, Democrats lost ground to Republicans in every single one.
The DNC acknowledges and honors the Dakota Oyate, the Dakota people, who are the original stewards of the lands and waters of Minneapolis.
They said the land is stolen, but aren't giving it back. After the land apology, it was a lecture on love.
Love is often seen as a feeling or an idea, but love is action. When neighbors are oppressed, silenced, or hurt, we must act in love. Being a neighbor both breaks my heart and keeps it beating.
Democrats love everybody except Republicans, Christians, and cops. Other than that, though, it is Love Island. But the love didn't last long. DNC Chair Ken Martin ditched the hugs and reached for the knife.
I'm sick and tired of this Democratic Party bringing a pencil to a knife fight. We cannot be the only party that plays by the rules anymore. We've got to stand up and fight. We're not going to have a hand tied behind our back anymore. Let's grow a damn spine and get in this fight, Democrats.
The message is spreading. Listen to this guy running for Senate at the Bernie rally.
We don't back down. We don't back down. We don't back down. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high. We take them to the mud and
Full choke. Back at the convention.
Yes, I believe you have seen what is going on with the Democrat Party. They are confused. They don't even know what to do at this point. It is laughable to see what is going on at the DNC. Taking a look at what this guy said on CNN. The rebranding in the Democrat Party backfired, like what we are seeing with Crackerberry.
If the Democrats take over after the midterms next year, the House and or Senate, do you think they're going to push for investigations into Trump's family and the whole?
Well, Alex, I'm glad you asked. Committee, I can guarantee you that we will do what we are supposed to do as constitutionally sworn members of the House, which means that we will conduct oversight. That means that we will investigate. We will.
Hey, y'all. So as y'all can see, I work at Cracker Barrel.
This is terrible.
You're a genius. If you leave too, you purdy.
The reason they're
Democrats are still looking for someone to lead them.
And a real state.